So, all right, this is, I mean, not super surprising because Joann's is repeatedly showing that they're making some fairly puzzling business decisions. And I kept seeing more and more articles about this as I was doing some show research. Joann approves $400,000 CFO retention bonus amid bankruptcy speculations. I reported this a few weeks ago that it does look like Joann's is planning to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. That is the reorganizing category. So it doesn't mean that all of the stores are going to close. It just means that they're trying to work out deals just to restructure the company and try to figure out their debt situation because the company does have a massive amount of debt. All right, so this is reported from CFODive.com. The struggling craft supplies retailer approved the bonus as it continues to hunt for a permanent CEO while facing liquidity and inventory challenges. All right, let's take a look at this. Okay, so it says, the board for craft and arts retailer Joann approved a one-time $400,000 cash retention bonus for its CFO Scott Sekala as it faces speculation of a looming bankruptcy, according to a Thursday filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission. So this is something they have to disclose since Joann is a publicly traded company. I don't know how long that'll last because the stock is like, I think it was around 23 cents last time I checked. Last May, Sekala was also named co-lead of the interim office of the CEO upon the retirement of Wade Miquelon, the company's former president and CEO. In a previous show, I went over the history of Wade Miquelon. It's a little bit spotty, and he was part of Walgreens management, and Walgreens was basically duped by Elizabeth Holmes, the woman who was the helm of the Theranos debacle. The Hudson, Ohio-based company also expanded its board of directors from 6 members to 7, so they're adding costs in the C-suite, appointing Pamela Corey as a director effective March 13th. In association with her appointment as an independent director, Corey received a fixed monthly cash fee of $30,000, according to the filing. Sekala's bonus is subject to repayment if he voluntarily terminates his employment or if his employment is terminated for cause within 6 months of the bonus, the company said. All right, Dive Insight, a veteran retail executive who has worked at such companies as Under Armour and Crocs, as well as Henkel, Pfizer, and Ford Motor Company. Sekala joined the arts and crafts provider as its CFO in September of 2022, according to a company press release. In taking Joann's CFO seat, Sekala received an annual base salary of $425,000, as well as a sign-on bonus of $235,000, according to the company's most recent proxy statement. The changes to the company's board and Sekala's bonus follow a rough patch for Joann. In May, the retailer announced the resignation of Miquelon, who departed after 7 years in the company's top seat following a challenging fiscal year. Industry Dive's sister publication Retail Dive reported Joann appointed Sekala, as well as Chief Customer Officer Chris DiTullio, to lead the interim office of the CEO during the hunt for a permanent successor. See, Joann's currently does not have a permanent CEO, just these 2 guys who are filling in the meantime. Joann has faced a cash flow and liquidity, as well as inventory challenges throughout the past year as it juggled a tough consumer environment, leading to speculation that the retailer may soon file for bankruptcy, according to a Bloomberg report citing people familiar with the matter. While the retailer saw a year-over-year improvement in e-commerce sales as well as a bump in gross profit, net sales declined 4.1% to $539.8 million year-over-year in the third fiscal quarter ended October 28th, according to its most recent earnings report. We're working. So Scott says, in light of the uncertain consumer environment, we are working to manage all aspects of the business prudently while leveraging our read and react capabilities through advanced data analytics to control what we can control and capitalize on new opportunities as they arise. All right, that all sounds like a bunch of mumbo jumbo. I'm just going to be real about that. The company also continued to execute on its cost improvement initiatives. He said identifying $200 million of targeted annual cost savings across its supply chain, product, and SG&A expenses. A target is increased to $225 million. JOANN also completed a sale and leaseback transaction for its Hudson, Ohio facility for a price of $34.5 million. However, the retailer's cash flow worries have continued, with JOANN beginning confidential talks with lenders in February for a deal that would reportedly help to boost its cash reserves and would include a Chapter 11 bankruptcy filing on the part of JOANN. Bloomberg reported, negotiations are still ongoing, but there are retailers reportedly seeking support from lenders that would enable it to quickly exist from Chapter 11 in a pre-pack filing, people familiar with the matter told Bloomberg. JOANN did not immediately respond to requests for comments. Whoa. Well, quite a week for JOANN. So they're bringing on a new board member, and apparently this lady specializes in like turnarounds and bankruptcy filings in particular. They're going to pay her $30,000 per month, and they're basically giving this guy Scott Sekula a $400,000 bonus to stay on with the company at least 6 months. If somebody wanted to pay me $400,000 to stay with them at least 6 months, because I mean, they're basically trying to get this guy not to jump off a sinking ship. That's very appealing, and I totally get why he took the bonus, but I think this does come across a bit tone deaf to customers and to the people working at the JOANN stores who are getting paid like minimum wage or just slightly above minimum wage to do all of the work on the ground. And I did check out the JOANN subreddit this week, and people were not very happy with this news at all. And I don't know how this is going to help employee morale. I'll just say that. And again, for a company that is showing, basically it's showing that it's like a sinking ship, they're just throwing more money at executives. I'm like, okay, really? Really? So, yeah, so that's the latest. And we can actually take a look at these contracts here. So what do I have here? So we can see these contracts for ourselves. So this is the retention bonus agreement for Scott Sekula for... I like how it says it's a thank you. This retention bonus is being offered to thank you for your continued hard work and commitment to JOANN. Now, I don't know this guy Scott personally, but do we think he's a hard worker? Do we think this guy deserves a $400,000 bonus to stay there for 6 months? So here are the terms and conditions. Wow. Just wow. But, and again, this is linked below in the description box if you would like to take a closer look at the contract. And this is the contract for Pamela, the turnaround specialist. And again, it looks like this is from March 13th. And where's the thing about her? Let's look for the compensation here. Wow, $30,000. And I wonder how many hours a week do these board members have to work on JOANN's? Like, is it a 10-hour a week kind of thing? 20 hours? I don't know, but $30,000 a month is pretty good. And she's on the board of a bunch of other companies. So this lady is basically just cleaning up a lot of money for her alleged expertise. But that's a lot of money. I mean, I don't know about you guys, I've never made $30,000 a month for anything. Definitely not for these YouTube channels. That's for sure. All right, so let's take a look at some other... So here is the current JOANN leadership team. And they have... So this is the management. So currently the co-interim CEOs are Chris DiTullio and Scott Sekula. And here's the other folks here. And then we can also see the board of directors. And I noticed that Pamela has not been added yet. So currently they got these 6 people. I believe most of these people are from the private equity group that actually controls most of the JOANN stocks. I believe most of these people are from Leonard Green and Partner. So basically there's 6 people, and then Pamela will be number 7. So they're adding another board member. Like, I don't know what they're doing. I honestly am like flummoxed about JOANN's business strategy here. And this is Scott Sekula, the man who is getting $400,000 as a thank you for his hard work and dedication to JOANN. So he is the executive vice president. He's only been with the company for less than 2 years. I was at CNN for almost 5 years, and my bonuses were like $1,500 or something. So $400,000 is more money than most people make in a decade. Like, so someone that would make $40,000 a year, that's 10 years worth of work. This guy's getting it for just being Scott. Just being Scott. You can get $400,000 for agreeing to not leave the company for 6 months. I would hold out for 6 months for $400K. I mean, who wouldn't, you know? Who wouldn't? And let's take a look at some other. So here is some more info about Pamela. And this is an announcement for another. She's on, again, this lady's on a lot of board of directors here. So she is an independent, non-executive director. She's 66 and has significant experience at the nexus of finance and law. She's a seasoned board director with insight garnered from involvement with a number of growth companies operating at varying stages of development. In addition, she brings expertise in providing insight and oversight and advisory services on the design and execution of corporate change programs. I mean, good for her. She was general counsel at GE. Okay, she was a practicing attorney representing large corporate debtors in Chapter 11 proceedings, as well as clients in all phases of restructuring, bankruptcy, counseling, and litigation. Fun times. I mean, good for Pamela for getting $30,000 a month. You know, it's very appealing. So yeah, there's a lot going on this week with JOANN. So let's take a look at the JOANN stock price too to see what's going on with that, because this announcement happened a little earlier in the week. So this is the current JOANN stock price at 23 cents here. 23 cents. And if you look at it over a 5-year period, yeah, it basically looks like JOANN stock just fell off a cliff, and it's been in plateau for the last year or so. So things obviously are not going well for JOANN Fabrics. You know, and I will say this, I was looking at the JOANN subreddit, and a lot of the employees were saying that a lot of customers are coming in and trying to like get the scoop about what's happening at a corporate level. Guys, I don't encourage you to do that. It's not going to help anything. The employees at the stores don't know. They don't have any insider info. So guys, please don't do this. It's annoying to the employees, and they don't have any information because corporate is not really keeping them in the loop. So I would really discourage anyone from doing that kind of thing. It's kind of cringe. So don't bother or hassle the employees, and don't try to get, they don't know any more than we do at this point, and it's not helpful, and it's not helping the morale on the ground level at these stores. So just a quick favor, if you're watching, I know, again, we all want to know what's going on with JOANN, but you're more likely going to get it from like a news update online than you are in the stores. So guys, that's not cool. So just ask, be respectful and be kind to the employees, because they're not a part of this at all. They're basically casualties of all of this corporate governance. But it must be nice for all of these employees making like $8 or $9 an hour to look at Scott Sekula, who just got a $400,000 bonus on top of his $425,000 base salary. Plus, he might get other bonuses and like stock options and that sort of thing. So that is the latest with JOANN Fabric. Again, this company, every week I'm just like, it seems like there's more and more where I'm just like, WTF, guys. I'm just like, WTF.